Ben gotta get his weight up. Ah, hey, I can't hear you either, but I see him struggling to open the seasoning.
Oh, I was saying he can't eat up my meal prep. That's what I'm in here trying to do. Thank you.
Lord, I said he need to get his weight up. He's struggling to open the seasoning.
Couldn't
Oh,
get it. I was like, I was struggling. So I was like,
how's it?
Jesus.
How's training going with the? I forgot the new
With the
lady's
new
name.
girl, her
Yeah,
name is Charlotte. It's going great.
good.
Now, you know what? She's over at Sheila Blair's church,
Oh, okay.
and
Off
she
of
is
Red
a
Mile.
preacher. She's a minister over there. So, of course, half our morning is we talking about the Lord the first part of the day, and then we gotta get to work. So, yeah,
Well, that's good
so, yeah,
or refreshing.
it really is compared to what we have dealt with. Yeah, this has been great. This has been great. So, yes, she's doing really good.
That's good.
Actually, got a chance to work on some of my own work while at work, which has been rare lately. So
That's
I'm grateful for that.
that's so sad. I'm happy it is going better.
Yeah. Oh, and I did apply for Phyllis's job.
Oh, okay. Well, are they interviewing soon or not sure?
The register closed today, and if Phyllis has her way, she'll be doing interviews by Friday. She'll be wanting her stuff right away. Um, but most likely she ain't gonna be able to get the register until next week because that's on HR's time. She can't dictate that. Hello, Kim Roy.
Hi, good
How
afternoon to
are
you.
Hey.
you?
I'm doing fine. How are you guys?
Doing great.
You do some spring cleaning in what's this, part three?
Huh?
Do you do some spring cleaning?
I am actually doing some meal prepping for
Oh,
myself
meal
this
prep.
week. Yeah. Ben did some spring cleaning and cleaned out my whole garage.
Yeah.
Like I can probably park two cars in the garage right now.
I was over there the other day. I gave him a haircut. I thought you guys
Oh,
doing
he
some
mentioned
work.
that.
Yeah.
I completely forgot.
Yeah.
Ben, I need a trash bag. Look in the box over there, in the bags over there.
It's just us three gonna be on here today.
Well, I didn't think so. If we need to, I guess we will. We need to.
Here's Deacon Sterling just hop on. But because I used the old link from the previous meeting.
I
That's
did
what I
too.
did. I
Assuming
scrolled up and
assuming
found
that
that one.
I'm putting in the chat and tell Deacon and Marcus that we use the old link from the previous one.
Because I didn't find one on the meeting planner, so I just scrolled up. Hello, Deke.
How y'all doing?
Hey, he
Doing
was
good.
outside. He was outside all weekend. I seen him. I
I
had
ain't
to
seen nothing.
I had to check on Jay. She was starving and famished. I said, "What you
I
gonna
cooked,
eat?"
I cooked before I left. She had a little bit. She had a little bit.
She
He
said,
said
"Girl,
a
I'm
little bit.
spoiled." She said,
Uh,
"Girl, I'm spoiled. I don't know what I'm gonna do." I said, "Lord, let's go eat, Jay."
That's funny.
No, that's a true story. You could double check it.
Mm, mm,
She said, "I'm spoiled. I don't know what I'm gonna eat." And I had a
mm,
feeling she didn't know what she was gonna eat. That's why I asked her.
mm. She's always talking about girl dinner. She always says she's gonna eat a girl dinner, which is whatever's in there, next to nothing. She don't be trying to cook. She be moving. So I said, let me put a little something together before I leave, so she have something to eat.
Mhm.
I can't survive off of a girl dinner. I need some food.
Listen, me neither.
I didn't
I
grow up
need
eating
food.
girl dinner. I was raised by men.
Oh yeah, so you ate.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Jamaican men ain't eating no girl dinner.
Mm-mm.
They need a starch, a protein, and a vegetable every night.
That's how
And
I
I'm sure
learned it.
Kenroy is gonna say yes. They always.
No, no, I cook a lot of rice. Alvin, to be honest, since like this year, I only had something that I would eat back home once. Like I actually made some dumplings, yam, and banana, all boiled food. And I haven't
Yeah.
ate that in like a long time. And I was like, I felt like back home when I sit down and ate that thing. And I was like, I said, I need to, but the thing is, the stuff here is different. The yam that I got was kind of bitter
Yeah.
because I can't. You get it from the African store, but when you get them fresh, you can tell. Like my dad and my granny and them showed me, like, but when you go there and I did picked it, I was like, because it came all the way over. So what do they call it now? When they cut the yam, you can't see the fresh cut to detect if it's okay. This is a good yam or so. So I just picked up one in the store that looked good on the outside, but it tasted bitter.
Mm, you're being real. Well, I don't have an agenda. I didn't know if Dick had one. I he might have forgotten, but I know our most pressing thing is service on Sunday,
Mhm.
and there's not a whole lot that I know other than coming tomorrow and Thursday to help arrange and I think you said tag items, Kareem, Deaconess.
Yeah, so I asked every team in the group meet earlier today, per Dr. E and Pastor Rafford,
Okay.
to coordinate the move. So the
Okay.
plan is all teams should put all of their things between now and either Tuesday and Thursday, because that's when people are coming to the church and there for services or choir rehearsal. I don't want a key holder to have to come just to, get them to coordinate. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
asking everyone to put their items for whatever team, whether that's personal touch, point of view, kids point, label and put your things into the nursery. I plan on starting to do that tomorrow with personal touch. I'm going to put all
Okay.
their items in a cooler just because it's easier to move. If I
Yeah.
have one big cooler, we have two big coolers, but I plan on emptying at least one and putting all of personal touch things in there. I have made a checklist for Uriah just to be proactive because nothing has been said or done.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to make sure the biggest area is covered, which is personal touch.
Okay.
Um, the chairs we're supposed to have 400 chairs. I am assuming delivered to the school Saturday, and we would have to
Okay.
set it up. That's what I'm waiting to hear back from Dr. E about.
Okay.
Um, no one told her or Pastor didn't tell me when the delivery is going to be there. So I'm assuming chairs are going to be delivered Saturday between that 8 and 11 time frame to be set up. We are setting up, to my knowledge, and renting 400 chairs. Those 400 chairs would need to be split, I'm assuming, between Kids Point and the sanctuary.
Okay.
I plan on bringing three of Latanya's tables over for Bree. Bree is doing grab bags for Easter, just no Easter egg hunt, of course, just grab and go bags for the children. We're
Okay.
taking candy donations for that. I know it's a lot. It's still a lot of moving pieces, and I still have some unknown.
Okay.
So I'm just asking everyone to come out because I don't want us to make 5 and 6 trips. We don't all have big cars.
Right.
It's
Right.
going to be raining for sure. Wednesday to Sunday. Sunday is the
Oh.
worst projected rain of the week,
Okay.
and the temperature is going to drop. We have a cold front on Sunday,
Mm.
so
Okay.
I'm just trying to prepare the best that I can. And the main thing is, if you're on a team and you know you need something to for Sunday, and you haven't heard anyone say anything about it. I know CJ's over the music and worship things. Chance, of
Mm-hmm.
course, his point of view, he does not plan on recording. That has our Easter service will not be live streamed.
Oh, okay. I was wondering about that.
No, it's not gonna be live streamed. To what Chance told me during the prayer walk, Pastor let him know on during the prayer walk on yesterday that it will not be live streamed. I don't think it's going to be recorded either to go live later because we don't have the equipment to do that at a good quality, is the last thing I heard yesterday regarding
Okay.
that. So that means the biggest area is personal touch. We do not have to clean up the bathrooms or worry about cleanup. It's mostly just getting our items out of in there and out of there. Um,
Okay.
we don't have to bring toilet paper or none of those things for the bathroom. Uh, Not like we don't have to worry about too much at all at the school. I think all we have to do, probably out of courtesy, we will probably compile the trash into one area or dump it ourselves. I don't
Okay.
anticipate a lot of trash outside of the bathroom. And
Okay.
I assume we're just gonna all hopefully meet. I put in the group me between 8:30 and 10 to load up cars and make sure things are labeled so we're not scrambling to find things when we get there. That's my biggest thing. For Church Under the Bridge, Erica and everybody will tell you I have things labeled. I'm not scrambling wondering where my stuff is ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always know here are my toiletries, here is my silverware, here's Deaconess lot to go boxes. I try to organize everything, not only on loading the car, but even offloading the cars.
Yeah.
If I send something back with Kenroy or Erica, I take inventory of who has it, whose cart was loaded in, and I follow up. Hey, Kimroy, did you bring that table back to church? I try to
Yeah.
make sure things are not lost, and I think that's the biggest part of all of this. They are still looking for donations. Of course, I think Pastor put that in the group, the deacons group and pastors group, that you can donate using Easter fund.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
That's in the drop down.
I did
Um,
see that.
I don't know if Pastor G has to work. I was hoping he could help us with the van, but I don't know who else can drive the van, and he didn't respond when I asked that question.
Okay.
It's always just been me and him that ever drives it. But
Me and Ron are on the insurance for sure.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
so I know there's a couple more people that could
Okay.
participate in that area.
So you, Ron, and Kenroy, you guys are on the insurance to drive the van?
I know I've driven it before, so I know I'm a part of the van team, so I'm assuming I might be. I don't know if I was ever.
If you've driven that van, G got you on the insurance.
For
Oh,
sure.
Don't
okay.
play about
Yeah.
that.
And then is it one key or is there a spare in the office or something for the van?
That I don't know.
Okay. I'll find
He
out.
always, if you need it, he always make arrangement to retrieve the key from what I've known, his mom or his dad. Somebody always come and put it in the mailbox, and
Okay.
when I retrieve it, then they go about their business. And the same when I'm returning it.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. And I can help do that too if necessary. So I think Deaconess Slide, I hope that answers most of the outstanding questions. Um I did plan to bring the signage. I didn't talk to Dr. E about it or Dwayne on personal touch, but I thought to bring, at least one of our signs for outdoors so they know in that area,
Yeah.
but I didn't talk to personal touch about that yet. I also thought to bring the cleaning machine. That way we can spray and refresh and sanitize their area as a courtesy. I know they're not
Yeah.
requiring us to clean, but that spray machine just makes it really easy. It's like a big Lysol, spray.
There was a little mouth
Okay.
it though.
Huh?
It caught in Minister Sandy's. She had something on and it caught in it, and it's not spraying efficiently, and I didn't get the time to pull it and look or whatever.
Oh. I'll
Yeah.
ask Miss Anita to look at it because she donated it and used to use it for her company. So she
Mhm.
might know a quick fix for it too.
Okay. All right.
So let me send her a text right now before I forget.
Yeah.
Is it you think it's just basically the portion of it that sprays?
Uh, I know her here. I think the motor somewhere where the motor was at,
Mm-hmm.
because her hair there's a like a fan in there, and I don't know if it's her hair or something. She had something on, and it got sucked into it, and
Okay.
and then
Oh,
it was just not spraying anymore. So I figured something just probably need to be like the last time when I had to take that vacuum home when it wasn't working. I had to tighten something on it or disconnected. I had to tighten it up, and it was working again. But those vacuum did its time. The older one that we had,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And the return of the items, are those going to be on? Are we going to be returning them like during the week off after?
the
Or
return of the chairs,
yeah, or
or
the day off? The day.
That's what that's what I'm waiting to verify with Doc. I asked about, are we just stacking them up on Sunday and they picking them up Monday? Uh I'm not sure yet. But that's our assumption as of right now because we know that they're probably not going to pick up on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the school is on spring break on Monday. So I did ask Pastor that to make sure, if we did have pickup on Monday, that some staff or somebody will be there with a key to let them in.
Mm-hmm.
So those are kind of like things that I need to have buttoned up, but I did send it in the email and ask Pastor and Dr. E.
Okay.
that sounds like the gist of Easter. Then really being all hands on deck. I did see the message about making sure that we're dressed appropriately after the service so that everybody could be on hand to rearrange, I guess, the stuff in the cafeteria.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I missed that. Where was
There was
I,
there was a message about being, I guess, being dressed so that, or having a change of clothes or something. I thought I read
okay.
that somewhere. But
CJ definitely told the choir that, but I didn't remember seeing it. I might have saw it and forgot.
okay. That's really the only thing I recall, other than, as just being on post as deacons. I was a little concerned about how the whole personal touch thing was going to work, as far as assisting with greeting and seating people and all of that stuff. But that's not my um, thing. I did ask Alexis about it just because I didn't know if personal touch met, and she didn't have an answer. So that's really probably my biggest concern, is taking care of the people when they come. If there are people that need the QR code to scan, join or whatever, I'm concerned about that.
Yep.
Um, those things, those little things that we seem to kind of hit or miss on Sundays already.
I asked for a big QR code because Pastor G had requested one in our member services meeting. But
Mm-hmm.
Pastor said basically no, I guess, to that, and said it would be on the projector. I thought to talk to him about it again tomorrow. Like, I think why G was recommending that is because visibility on the back of the chair is gone. So when they
Yes.
only get one time to see the QR code, for me, that reduces our ability to encourage them to tithe, or when they see it, they scan it, but out of sight, out of mind. And I don't want us to
Right.
lose any. It would be a shame if we have 400 people and tithes is $50 or offering is $50.
Yeah.
So that's why I was gonna talk to him one on one about it tomorrow, along with my list of outstanding questions. What you got,
Okay. So
Sterling?
we will have a projector. Did I hear you say that?
Yeah, the way Chance said it to me was basically it's gonna be old school, like you plug in and it projects.
Okay.
My question was, it was not necessarily related to Easter, but it might be raising some other issues. Just if y'all have thought that personal touch has gone down at all, or if y'all feel like if it's where it needs to be, just if there's a greater conversation that needs to be had about those responsibilities. I feel like that's one of the things that we can do as deacons is call attention to those areas of need. And I've heard those sorts of things from Jalen too. Uh, so just
I
wondering if
think there needs to be some attention called to it. I do know that one of the members, well, Alexis, had attempted to speak with Uriah about some of the concerns because she noticed that Uriah was a bit overwhelmed.
hmm
And in the conversation, she started crying, so that didn't get far.
hmm
So um, I think it's a thing of, I thought maybe having a conversation with Dr. E about it, and maybe I don't know if she would want to talk to her, or maybe offer a suggestion, because of course I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but one of the things that came up yesterday was, um, especially when the altar can be a little bit chaotic and we're seeking tissues or cloths, like deaconess shouldn't be running all the way to the back of the church trying to grab sheets and napkins, and we're up there standing flagging from the back
hmm
of the church, and and the people are just kind of standing around. Like, we know the order of service now.
hmm hmm
So at certain points, there should be, okay, maybe someone should be positioned up closer. Just little things that would help, even in that instance. But um,
Yeah.
yeah,
So I escalated I think twice on the deacon call about the ushers, Sterling. Like everything that I was
hmm
told by numerous people, whether it be they're on the team or not. The people who
hmm
are not
mm-hmm,
on the team and complain, like Mary is a good example. She don't go to Growth Point. She used to serve on the team. She left because she was basically serving every week. From my understanding, they burnt her out. And she was like, "No, I ain't off that." And then eventually she kind of faded away from Growth Point. So
hmm
I took notice of that because
mm-hmm,
we don't want that to become a trend with personal touch. They're a very important team, and
hmm
right,
I don't want anyone to feel like they're always serving, especially when their team is one of the deepest teams at the church. Like
hmm
right,
they got a good amount of people on their team. And then the other part of it was people who used to be on personal touch being judgmental of the new personal touch. I have
true,
those people.
yeah,
And what I do is I redirected them. I said, I don't want to hear your complaint about personal touch because number one, I'm not Uriah. Number two, you refuse to serve to be an example on the team. And these
hmm
are
true,
new people that are trying to serve the best way that they have been instructed without training, to be honest.
true,
hmm
true,
And you know how to serve because you go back to Growth Point from our first location, these
true,
people that came up to me. And since
hmm
yeah,
then, they have joined the team. It
hmm
works. So I said, thank you, God, for wisdom, because I'm sick of it.
yes,
So
yes,
that's kind of how I have dealt with it on a deacon level when they come to me and complain about it. I redirect them. If you have a skill set that a team needs to see, operate in your skill set. Don't come to me
right,
with your complaint. And
hmm
right,
then as far as what Deacon has said about the tissues and the sheets, sometimes before service I get distracted with other duties because what I have could do is I come early, which Sterling, because I'm usually there with y'all. I come
hmm
early. I put tissue on all of the altar. I try to set up pastor table if his office is open. I don't do his tea or none of that, but I make sure he has hand sanitizer, whatever I feel that should be up there.
hmm
And I feel like when I am proactive on those things, I can function more calm when it comes to altar call. When I am pulled away and haven't been able to come early, then it makes it a big tug of war of duty versus calling. Now I'm fighting against, you dropped the ball, Kareem. You didn't set up the altar. Now look at you.
hmm
So I really put the weight on me. That way I can't point fingers at nobody else. If there's not no tissue up there, it's on me because as a deacon, I know what it is, and I didn't set it up. Get
Mm-hmm.
yourself together. I try not to blame them too much, but also they need to learn how to set up from A to Z without without the deacon board helping. That includes
Mm-hmm.
on communion days. Some communion days, if I don't fit communion out, they don't even remember it's communion. Good
Mm-hmm.
example of
Mm-hmm.
that, we ran out of communion a month or two ago. Why? Because I leaned back and I did not take inventory on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And when
Yeah.
I did that, we ran out of tissue, toilet paper, and
Yeah.
communion. And I'm going to continue to not pick up that slack. I have to lighten my load and I have to stay in my lane, or we will not have succession that works. And right now, for me personally, if I was asked, personal touch does not have succession that works. Everyone on
Mm-hmm.
the team has a complaint. Those observing have a complaint. Leadership has a complaint. Uriah is a little stretched. I don't know why, but I did tell Lexi to refrain from talking to her anymore because I don't
Mm-hmm.
want her crying. I don't want her
Right.
stressed, and I don't want her to feel like every time Lexi is coming to her, she's a burden. Or I don't know what the emotion is there, but she cries. So that's not
Mm-hmm.
Right.
good. I don't want her to feel like that. Maybe she needs to meet with leadership and talk about, okay, here's what's on my plate.
Mm-hmm.
Here's how I need help to continue to serve in this director role.
And
Yeah.
that's kind of where my thought is on the maybe the chat with, upper leadership to see what can be done to assist you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need a co-chair or somebody to take certain parts? Is there additional training? Like if you didn't receive training, just knowing what to do,
Mm-hmm.
and that seems to be some of the things because it's like when the ones that are up there, they're doing all that they know to do,
Yeah.
which, standing there, but like there are a lot of gaps. And yes, we can fill in on a lot of things, but we already fill in on a lot of things. So it would
Yeah.
be nice to
Yeah.
see the training that they receive the training that's needed so that they can be successful. Because I do think that once that happens, that'll take some of the stress off of Uriah. Because I think a lot of her stress is the unknown. She just
Mm-hmm.
don't know what to do,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then just kind of relying on her team to just do. But of course, if they don't know what to do, or if you've got one or two that know what to do, and then you've got the whole burnout thing, you don't want that to happen, And I'm like, yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that's probably one of the things, probably just to mention in our executive meeting when we have that, just to kind of see our leadership thought on that
Mm-hmm.
and how to go about it. Of course, if they want us to go back at it, I don't mind. We'll do whatever they say. But I
Mm-hmm.
think just to bring that to them again and
I
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
what they say.
I have an input as it pertains to like certain training. I think some of the trainings that do happen should either yearly, quarterly, or something of such nature when it comes to some of the roles that we had to do in the church when certain services taking place, and
Mm-hmm.
the same for like even other. That's one of the thing as it pertains to like member services. I'm creating this like kind of a structured process, I would say,
Mm-hmm.
that would help other person even with the new approach that we're gonna do with the member chat and chew, because Sister Nikki suggested to have pretty much like a virtual, and I was planning on starting kicking that off, sending out them emails coming next month to have those who we have currently as members send out the invitation. And I was gonna open it up for other teams, but I feel like I can manage on my own. Not because I asked her for what I need. I just need to put them on the slide and structure them a certain way so I could pretty much a presentation and just tell them about Pastor has a history, a video, which I was going to incorporate in that presentation for the new member. And so when they have the member chat and chew, members pretty much interact with them and they don't have to go. Because to be honest, I'm oftentimes observant of when we have like teaching moments and how a person interacts. Sometimes some members are just bored because all we just doing is just feeding them
Mm-hmm.
these slides and stuff. And I've seen it, and I don't want to have to, especially for the virtual aspect of it. I don't want to have it where you have a bunch of slide. I want to try and incorporate. Well, we're gonna have the member chat and to give them the opportunity to ask questions about how you could serve in or what they do to serve. And today Erica even shared a video, which one thing that I would really like, I would take that down from the YouTube as well to add it to the slide, because I watched it today, and that really brings out a difference in terms of the outreach and the stuff that we do, like the different aspect of how different groups were at different area. That be a good I would say a good slide for teaching those the growth track, pretty much, because that's what it's gonna eventually turn to. Instead of the growth together meetup, they just get the track aspect of growth point and the history, and some of those videos that they share, I would incorporate that into it. And as for the members chat and chew, I sent a draft of what I assumed it could be for that day, because it's more of an interaction and eating or whatever we're gonna do. And I sent it to Deacon. Pastor Station. I just gotta follow up on her. I didn't want to have to get on her because you guys had the women conference and all those stuff. So I just said, let me give her
Mm-hmm.
some time and not. But she has it. I sent it to her and pastor as well. So just to get their feedback, and is this agenda is something that we could work with. And but and I need to get with you as well to doctor. I mean, not doctor. Deaconess Lot. You
Okay.
gonna be a doctor in something, huh?
I don't want to go back to school. I really don't. I'm
Yeah.
tired.
And I'll get back to you with because I'm not sure what the menu deal is gonna be at, and just to get with you, and I gotta reach out the chance to make sure we get that in starting next month to start promoting it so that people turn out, both new and old individuals. So those are some of the
Okay.
things that I have at hand, um, to as it pertains to our member services and the new approach that we're trying to go towards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, but related to your point, Kenroll, about training, and sounds like you're
Mhm.
building that out in that area. I know that that existed for personal touch at one point, at
Mhm.
least an overall training and then regular meetings after that. And so
Mhm.
maybe that's the solution. Maybe not for your group, but for personal touch is suggesting some sort of big training or even participation in the conversation that we're supposed to be having next week um, at the church in lieu of the G2G,
Mhm.
um, just so they have a little bit of additional altar training and are privy to some of the things, the expectations on their end. Um,
Yeah.
but I also think that we could ask Tia, since she had it hustling and bustling, in her time, if she could offer some guidance, some support to Uriah, however thin she might be stretching for whatever reason. It's clear that there's help that's needed to kind of get it back on track, and
Mhm.
that's really like they handle a lot. Like personal
Yeah.
touch is vitally important to the success of the church and making sure people feel welcome and engaged, and making sure that we, as the people that are doing other things, feel supported as well. And it's like I think their team has even fallen off. Like, it's not as many people that were in it at one time.
Mm-hmm.
And that might be because of the change in leadership. That might be because of a lack of organization. They might have been burned out. I don't know what it is. But we got to, I think it's important for us to bring it forward to the executive team to say something needs to happen, some type of conversation needs to happen, because we're starting to feel it affect other areas.
Mm.
Uh,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and I don't know that that's something we should just let keep happening.
Right.
Yeah. I was gonna bring up any nuances I had in the training we have next week because
Hmm.
everybody will be gathered accordingly.
Hmm.
And instead of it being like, somebody said, no, you're gonna hear from the somebody. I'm
Hmm.
gonna say it.
Hmm.
Um, I do also don't want to only pinpoint out Uriah. Erica has also expressed in our outreach group me times of overwhelm, times
Hmm.
of tired, times of strain, and she has been very transparent. I definitely think both teams have the support but don't know how to ask. And
Yeah.
me and Erica have been friends and worked in ministry well over 10 years. I know Erica's rhythm in ministry pretty well, but I understand
Mm-hmm.
her difficulty in ask because be the church's new vision,
Yes.
right? And it was
Yes.
kind of like, all right, make it happen, but
Hmm.
Yes.
not no steps or directives of how you make it happen. So
Hmm.
Right.
it can be really hard. Like I was just doing church under the bridge, and that's an easy rhythm for me. I could do it right now if Erica couldn't do it. Like it's in me.
Mm-hmm.
It's in me. I have 10 years of doing just church under the bridge, but now outreach has expanded to beyond the walls, and that's way
Right.
beyond church under the bridge, and that's a way bigger scope, and
Yeah.
a way bigger demand on the team than
Hmm.
before. With personal touch, I won't say the scope has changed. I think the scope is the same. However, the demand we has changed. Tia at
True.
one time only had one service most of her tenure in personal
Hmm.
touch. She did
Mm-hmm.
not have a steady three services, two services dilemma. So
Right.
I just want to be fair in what I see. If someone was to ask me, well, what's the change? Well, we changed as a ministry. We have grown, we have
Hmm.
expanded services, and people have always served on multiple teams. But
Yes.
now they're serving on multiple teams three times in one day,
Yes.
Hmm.
or twice in a day, and that makes burnout quicker than before. Now
Hmm.
True.
they, are lit on right and left and in the middle. So
Hmm.
Yeah.
that's my fair assessment. If Pastor and I were to sit down, that's honestly what I would. I haven't had a conversation with no one about any of this except the deacon board, but that is honestly what I would say. In my tenure at Growth Point, the entire almost 11 years, that to me is the best, quickest summary I can give. We have
Hmm.
grown,
Mm-hmm.
we have changed, and demand has increased, and our teams have shrunk. I
Hmm.
can't say
Yeah.
why, but I will say a lot of it is because of lack of training across the board on all teams. We don't have a manual. I think outreach is the only team that probably gave an actual manual to the director.
Mm.
I
Hmm.
gave a manual to Erica
Mm-hmm.
documenting everything for outreach that we did, whether it was international,
Yeah.
domestic, or otherwise. I gave her a
Yeah.
list of contacts. If I die tomorrow, Erica can't say Karine didn't leave me. Nope. You have an outreach Bible with every email address. I have no secrets for outreach. Everyone knows who to reach, what department or organization, whether that's step by step, church under the brick, whoever.
Yeah.
It's no secrets. I'm a wide open Bible. I gave it to Erica, copied Dr. E, and Pastor might even have it, to be honest. Um, it's been shared with the team. Our rules have been shared with the team. When I onboard, I walk everyone through. Even if they say, "Oh, I've done this," I say, "Well, let's do it one more time."
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like for me, that is why succession might not be as strong, is because we don't have a template to onboard. We don't have a template for training. And when we are missing those big pieces, we are going to not have good succession. We'll be making
Yeah.
it and operating, but who is Erica going to pass to? I think about that every single time we have an event.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at her team like, I wonder who and I haven't said nothing to her yet. Like, who are you thinking about that can handle this? That can
Right.
do this well? Uriah, who are you thinking and looking at?
Good questions.
Yeah.
I'm
I
sweating.
think, I think it could be time to revisit the handbook. We do have a handbook generally for the old church that we did back at early King's Church days. But things have changed drastically since then. Leadership has
Yeah.
changed totally since then. And so I think it's probably to your point, Kareem, time to revisit that and provide updates, do a better job of highlighting succession planning, making sure that we're doing the things that the handbook actually lists. And if not, um, switch it around and make sure everybody is understanding of the responsibilities and roles of their teams. And that starts with me, making sure that that handbook gets updated. So I'll open that back up, that can of worms, and then try to get all the teams on board with getting that updated. Because you're right, I do think that training and succession planning is really important, even if not for years down the line, just Sunday to Sunday.
Yeah.
Putting in personal touch terms. Uriah might get burnt out one Sunday and not be there, and so who's going
Yeah.
to step up and make sure that her absence isn't felt across the board for three services. Uh,
Right.
but again, Green U's making really good points, just about the church expanding, team shrinking, and it seems like folks are moving from team to team and not like taking on all those responsibilities, which I think is fair. Don't get me wrong; nobody has to is expected to do everything, but I do think that some of it can be pointed back to even the choir growing. A lot of people
Yeah.
are in the choir, which now, and the choir used to be once a month. Now it's every other Sunday, and sometimes two,
Uh-huh.
three times a month. And so it's like sometimes people feel like I can't serve there because I'm now serving in this way. So
Right.
I don't know. It might have made folks feel limited in certain areas. So I don't know if that might be a reason too, for some team shrinking or doing other things. But um, I do agree, Kareem, that operations have need a much heavier lift and not as many people to carry it. So got to figure out a way to you know lighten the load for the people that are still trying to work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think for me, uh, before Pastor put that last video in Dream Team about, pulling your weight, showing up, and possibly looking at more teams and serving. Literally, I think the day before, I signed up to join the creative team. Not because I feel like I'm such a great creative and that's my space, but
Mm-hmm.
because I work in that capacity already with Nia and Raven. And honestly, when there was no Nia and Raven, Nia reminded me and Dr. E and Joy and Miss April, Dr. E's friend, we were all of Grow Her the first year.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
We took off work, we decorated, we didn't have Lot's kitchen. Like I had to really reflect on what did Grow Her come from,
Mm-hmm.
right? We come a long way with this team that we have now, but don't forget our small humble beginnings. Despise not
Yeah.
small beginnings, and I didn't have a lot of
Mm-hmm.
gifting, but Grow Her, you couldn't tell the difference between when me and Dr. E decorated versus Nia and Raven. We
Mm-hmm.
did our best. And
Yeah.
it looks comparable. Of course, they expanded in it. Gosh, they have done such a phenomenal job with the space. But we were at other buildings and other churches and move and
Uh-huh.
grow her around.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have thankfully come into our own space. We can have all the grow her at the church, but we have the skill set. I think the people don't know how to operate in their skill set and not be burned out. So
Mm-hmm.
my thing as a deacon is to show by the example. I'm gonna show it. I'm going to have to model. What does that look like? What does that look like, Kareem? And I have to figure out that balance. And then when asked, be able to articulate how I'm able to do that. Here's why I'm
Uh-huh.
able to do it. If someone was to ask me right now, number one, I'm early, not on time, not barely. I am early. I put my clothes out sometime the week before. My Easter outfit is half of it is sitting on the door right now if I turn the camera around. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know what I'm wearing up top, but I know what I'm wearing on the bottom. Like I figure it out a little bit by little bit every day, and I put
Mhm,
it in my face. It's literally
mhm,
hanging on my closet. I have to pass it every day. I know it don't seem like a big deal, but when it's in your way, you're gonna
mhm,
think, man, I need to get the rest of that outfit together and quick. And now I'm running out of time. I work 2, 3 jobs like most people. I have to figure it out. And I think those two things is just it takes a weight off. If most people knew what they were gonna wear and how you can get up and wake up early, that would alleviate a lot of stress of rushing, and now you feel late and behind because you didn't plan.
mhm.
Um, so I really think like that's the fundamental basis of burnout. When we're not planning, when we're not thinking about it, and we think it's just gonna magically come together, you're going to be burned out. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know how we fix it. I want to. So I just fix it with me. That's my answer for now. When Kareem
Mhm.
feels burned out, what do I do to make sure I get away from that rhythm? I answer it for me. That way if somebody asks me, I can honestly, transparently say, this is what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna rush and I'm not gonna be late. And that don't sound like a big deal, but it makes a big difference in how you serve when you running in the church. And the way the demons been flying around and vomiting in there, I can't do that. I
Lord.
cannot. I gotta be settled in my spirit. Like, Lord, help me. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I think from my own experience, I think that and just like professionally, like I think a way to kind of prevent burnout or kind of alleviate some burnout is to not only build buy-in, but create something to where people can feel energized about what they're doing. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like or something that they get in return for what they're doing, not necessarily money or something along those lines, but like I manage a two-person office, and um my investigator, I know that certain times of the year she's feeling it, just all the students, all the needs, and all that kind of stuff. Well, technically a three-person office, but one is she's a part-time. But my full-time professional, she is. I know that certain times of the year it starts to get busy, it starts to get crazy, it starts to get hectic, and she can start to feel burnt out. And so I try to do things to make sure that she feels a connection to the work, that she
Mm-hmm.
understands that she's appreciated, but also like small things. Like I make small concessions. So like if it's a work from home day, or it's like an additional time, like you did take off. Like I know sometimes or a couple of times out of the month she might need a early off, to go get her nails done or something like that. And I don't throw a fit.
Yeah.
Like you don't got to put the time in. Just go handle your business at 3 o'clock instead of leaving at 4:30. All that kind of stuff. And so it's like
Yeah.
if we can find ways to make sure people feel energized and connected to the work, I think it would really be helpful. I feel like that really happens when we have our big group meetings and we give everybody an opportunity to at least share how they feel, kind of
Mm-hmm.
like when we do the conference, and then we come back and like we did last year with the Beyond conference, and then we came back in that meeting at the midway point of the year, and everybody's talking about all the different things that they're going to do, and we had lunch and all that kind of stuff. I felt like that really powered us through a couple months, so if not 3 or 4 months, on trying to get some
Mm-hmm.
action items taken care of leading up to all this stuff that happens at the end of the year, Christmas and Thanksgiving, and be above and beyond Sunday, all these different types of things, New Year's. Like how do we do those types of things more regularly, so that people have an opportunity to share, people feel an energy about their work. Can like I don't even know if Uriah's been given. I keep going back to Uriah because it's the main one in my head. But I don't know if she's been given the platform to say, this is what I need. This is where I'm struggling. I just to be amongst other leaders, and
Yeah.
to be able to share those types of things without any. I don't know. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like we have those moments that often. Um,
Mhm. Mhm.
um, like we have them sometimes, but just maybe not often enough for people to really be connected to, um, or get reconnected to the vision, the mission, all that type of thing. Even the top of the year, I'm ranting, but like even with the new be the church thing, our new theme for the year, like
Yeah.
we didn't really talk about it. Like we didn't really spend a lot of time, really digging into what, and forgive me
And
if
what
I'm
that
missing
means.
something. Yeah, but what that
Yeah.
means, what that looks like, what's the vision there? Kind of how we did last year when we had the deep dive. We had that
Yeah.
whole planning meeting. Everybody talked, and we went through the structurally what all those V's meant and all that, or what all dive meant and stuff. Like be the church. Like we have an understanding what it means, and pastors preach on it. Don't get me wrong, but we haven't really had that time for people to get energy around it. In
Mm-hmm.
this new year, when everything's changing, everybody's doing things differently. New people are coming to church, all that kind of stuff. Like we just haven't had that moment to really energize the people, and I feel like that might be something that is of value, as we start to inch towards summertime and all these breaks and stuff. If we can figure out, if we can come back to the table and just say, let's do something. Let's talk about it at the very least. I'll get off my soapbox. That's it.
No, I'm
No,
on the
that makes
box
sense
with
to
you.
me. Yeah. Makes perfect sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I think
Yeah.
if the work is not in the heart of the people, it's hard for them to do the
Mm-hmm.
work. It's easy for
Yeah.
me to do the work because it's in my heart. I'm thinking about it. I'm rehearsing what went well, what went wrong. How can I be better individually
Mm-hmm.
before I critique a team? I'm looking at Kareem. Where did you fall short? You went to Starbucks. You didn't barely have time.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna have to either wake up earlier, or you got to cut to Starbucks. Which one? What
Mm-hmm.
you doing? And it's those personal decisions that help engraft the work of the Lord in our heart. And that
Mm-hmm.
is a hard work because I feel like that is a heart that is easy penetrated and
Mm-hmm.
easily convicted. And that is a heart posture work that sometimes it takes a while for the Lord to work on the person. I know
Mm-hmm.
there's people looking that want to serve on personal touch but refuse to serve because they know what the requirement is of the hugging, of the greeting, of the touching, of the holding the babies and all the
Mm-hmm.
things. So they don't want to do that. Just like people don't accept the call of minister because they don't want to do the work of the word and studying and wear the collar and pray and possibly have to deal with the vomit. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
like all those things are not the glorious side of ministry, but vital.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And maybe one thing we can suggest back on the even on the thing, because I do recall when we had that meeting and we were pretty excited about that time. Maybe suggesting that we have a maybe end of year meeting when he's determined what the new theme will be for the year. Maybe that will help energize the people around it if it's introduced and we
Mm-hmm.
know we're going into the new year, even if it's introduced on New Year's night, but something. But I
Mm-hmm.
think having a meeting and what are the goals? What are we looking to do? What?
Yeah.
And then as he's teaching on it, like he has been with this one, maybe that'll help it stick. I
Mm-hmm.
do like that they are starting to put up the signs around the building, the signs that are
Mm-hmm.
in the hallway.
Yeah.
I love that. I was wondering about when we were going to get those things, those kinds of things spelling out the mission, the vision. We talked
Mm-hmm.
about it, but kind of hard not to, read it if you're walking past and you see that
Yeah.
from service
Every
to
Sunday.
service. That
Mm-hmm.
start dwelling, getting further and further down in you because you're
Mm-hmm.
taking it in every time you pass. I also know that there's some additional work that needs to be done. So I
Yeah.
get that too. Speaking of that, Kimberly, don't you have a date coming for that wall?
Yeah, this I was
this
planning on.
weekend.
Yeah, I was planning on doing some work on it this week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I almost forgot about that until just now.
yeah,
I did
No,
have
I
a
mentioned to Dr. E. Kenroy what you sent me about your prep and laying everything, so she's aware. I let
yeah.
her know that earlier today.
Yeah, it won't affect anything that anybody will be doing. So it's more likely just because I was just gonna try and do it without interfere with more of the rehearsal for the choir because I know they come on Thursday to rehearse. But
Yeah,
it's just me really. Sometimes that's why I try to. I was trying to start during the week, so on the weekend I don't have to do too much when I have Nova, because
yeah.
she's too much when she here with me on the weekends, getting her and stuff like that. So uh, I kind of spoil her as well too. But I don't want to be more like my parents, and sometimes the Jamaican me come out when she's not listening to me, and she
That's all right. You being a dad, Cameron. You being a dad.
Kenroy don't like to be Jamaican Kenroy with Nova.
yeah.
I don't know what he is with Nova. I don't know, man.
Little girls have their daddies wrapped around their finger. That's what
It's
happens.
crazy.
But I really
Like
get
in my
serious with
household,
her
I
though.
become the I become the mean one because I had to be the disciplinarian.
Hmm.
Crazy.
I mean, I disciplined Nova. It's just it reminded me of when my daddy was serious with me. I like, but it really was for the better though. So she learned as she grow older, but sometimes it's just, and they be smart, they be knowing stuff, and then try to use little as she is, try to be like, well, daddy, you gotta talk to me nicer so I can hear. I said, Nova, I spoke to you nice like 5 times. And do all of these, and then her Nigel, she trying to say, well, she spoiled her too. And then when she around me, is like she giving me the spoiled treatment, and sometimes I just gotta go because I can't lovey dovey you to get up on the bed when we got to go. I get like when we gotta go to church, or clothes and everything is out already. I said, Nova, let's get up, and I wake her up. And then she
She
go back
played
to
both of
sleep.
them. I have witnessed it.
Yep.
I see Nova at the house with her mama at least once a month. And I'm telling you, she had something wrong with her eye the other day, and I was at the
Yeah,
house
yeah.
almost the whole day with them. And OMG. I said, Nova, go sit down and don't come back in here, girl. She only came back when she was hungry. She need to just stay with a good church mother for like 2 weekends. And I
Mhm.
I think she would be okay.
Yeah,
But
I need to ship her to
y'all
Jamaica
soft
with her
like
granny.
butter. Y'all soft like butter, man. I don't know.
I'm
He could
not
come to
soft.
my
I'm
house.
not
Trust
soft.
me.
Nigel be acting like, oh, well, that's not how you treat her. I said, this is the thing. We're two different parents. We grew up in two different households. Our parenting style is different. So one
Mhm.
person
Yeah.
gotta be the disciplinary.
That's
And she
true.
would she would go there and call her mommy, talking about and crying. And then when her
Yeah.
mommy asks her what's going on, she can't explain what's going on because she knows she wasn't listening. And then she goes softer up. She goes softer up. I was like, so why do you call your mom? What do you call mommy for? Huh? You wasn't
Uh-huh.
listening.
See? And
Like I
it,
do discipline. It's just that when I discipline her, and I do it very harshly sometimes too, and I ended up feeling sad at the end of it. So, like y'all said, your daughter be
You
having.
would get over that, honey, because you do not want her doing all of that when she's 15 and 16 and embarrassing you.
That's
and you
And
don't
then you're
got
gonna
no
be
job. You don't got no job or no cell phone to call your mama. She could never stay with me. I want to call my mama. What job do you have? You got a phone?
No,
You
I'm
don't
in
got
the
no
bath.
phone.
No, I'm in the bathroom brushing my teeth, and she have my phone out here ringing her. I was like, "Who
Nope.
you talking to?"
Nope. 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 That would never happen.
right.
She stay at my house.
She's
She'll come
funny.
back. Like, I
No, we're
hate
gonna we're gonna
Kareem.
start a new one, Kareem. Nope.
Nope.
Ah.
No.
Nope. Nope. That's for Nova. But no, so it looks like Kenroy has everything he needs to
Yeah.
do it this weekend. I did tell Dr. E, so I'm sure she'll relay it to Pastor as well.
Okay.
I really think the main thing is just making sure. Personal Touch has what their needs are. I did ask
You breaking up?
Shariah to give me a list of her confirmed ushers. She said she had 7.
No, you're good
Oh,
now.
Yeah,
You
hello?
we
was
can hear
break.
you now.
You was
Oh,
breaking up.
that's weird. I said she told me she has 7 confirmed ushers to serve this Sunday. I'm waiting for a list of who they are. I don't have that yet. And then one thing that I'm not
Okay.
sure about is security because
Mm.
I was not did anybody see the building or the school?
I haven't. I
I
wasn't in
say,
that.
I don't think any of us have, but
That's why I
um,
feel a little awkward because we don't know what we're walking into.
And that's what I so if anybody was to ask my feedback for starters, I was excluded from the walkthrough and I asked to go. Why? Because I felt like I was going to be the one in exactly this position I'm in now.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I
they
mhm,
asked
already
to go
done the
to the
walkthrough for the
walkthrough.
building?
Oh, they
they
I
did
have.
that
asked
months
Dr. E.
ago.
They did it,
Hmm.
Yeah.
yeah. And when I asked Pastor about it, I was like, I asked to be there. And he was like, well, everybody was there who needed to be there. And
And
now,
that's what I heard when I asked the
Clearly
same
not.
question.
and
I
now
got the
look at
same
me trying to
answer.
figure out. I don't know where the basic, first of all, I don't know where it is. I don't know the layout of the building. I
Yep.
don't
Mhm.
know nothing.
Same.
And now I am put in the position of make sure we have enough ushers, make sure we have security, and all the things, and I never even
Yep.
was in the walkthrough. And for me,
Same.
Mhm.
that's backwards. Like,
Yeah.
and I asked to be there. I would understand if I didn't ask, but I was proactive to say, "Hey, can you all let me know?" And they didn't. It could have slipped their mind. I don't know. But
Mhm.
my main concern is when stuff not in order. I know the people by default. They come to us. So
Yes.
someone
Mhm.
needs to be there, and I know
You're
they come to
absolutely right.
me. They come to me, especially Personal Touch. They look at me like, "What's going on, girl? I don't know what y'all fearless leader say. I don't know."
Yeah.
So now I
Yeah.
feel kind of like that with Easter coming up. I'm trying to get all the
That's
ducks
why
in a
I
row.
feel unprepared because I feel like we don't really know what we're walking into.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I
But
don't
the
know.
expectation will be to still walk in excellence. We'll make it work, but it would be nice to know ahead of time
You
what we're
know,
walking into.
I agree, and I'm not in the directors meeting, but I would like that to be conveyed. That I never mind. None of us on the call here as a deacon board, we never mind to help, but we're helping blind. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't really know what the building looks like. I don't know how many entry and exit doors they are. And that's
Right.
important for me. I need to know how people can get in the building. And I need to know where security should be standing and where
Right.
they should
Where's the
be.
entrance to this location, to the area that we're going to be? Because I mean, I know there are several entrances into the school, but I guess, like you said,
Mhm.
signage is going to be necessary for that. But how do we know as deacons if all of those spots are properly prepared? Because we don't really know what we're looking for.
Yeah,
That's
and
kind of why I feel a little lost.
that's why I wanted to be at the walkthrough because I could have proactively said that a month and a half
Hmm.
ago to say, okay, we're using this store. Okay, here's
Yeah.
why that's good and here's why that might be bad. Um, but I really don't know what I don't know like the rest of us on the call. Guillaume did tell me it was a back entrance, but I've never been to that school, so I don't know what that
Me
looks
either.
like. I don't know what that means. I don't know
It's
if our
not on my
back
side of Hamburg, so I can't help you.
If it's a back entrance, it's probably gonna be similar to what we did at the community center. 'Kay, is it? Where is it gonna be? It's more like gonna be in an auditorium, right?
Cafeteria.
Yeah.
I'm
So
assuming
Yeah, it's
like
more
in
like
a
likely.
gym.
it's the cafeteria auditorium in one.
Okay, so normally those kind of big areas is typically in the back entrance of most publics public spaces that have like big. Well, some
Now,
places
and
don't.
I'm gonna tell you how it is at Douglas.
Mm-hmm.
When we went for Carrington's thing the other day, the auditorium at Douglas is at the very front of the school.
Oh, it's in the front.
So we all parked over by the cafeteria on the side, and we
Mm-hmm.
had to walk a mile just to get back up front because we had no idea where we were going.
And I
Uh,
didn't
So
even get an official invite.
I heard her say it
She
on
told me
Sunday.
but I thought she was gonna text me something. I had to work, but I would have took
Uh,
off. But
yeah, she said it on whatever service that was, and I was like, well, I'm off, so I'll come up there. But
yeah,
when I
yeah,
looked
I
at
don't
how that
know.
was, that was kind of now. G did mention that they tried to get that auditorium in Douglas.
Mm-hmm.
Someone else is using it because with that
Oh,
one they already had the theater chairs and they were,
it was set
raised.
up.
Yes, so you wouldn't have had to do anything, and they have a stage that's a high stage. This place has a stage wherever we're going, but it is also their cafeteria space. So um, we
Oh,
have
thank you,
to.
D.
Oh, that's the school.
Yeah, there's some pictures on there. I'm looking
Oh,
for them.
okay,
Okay, he put
okay,
it in the chat, y'all.
Uh-huh.
okay, good deal.
It's still trying to load
Um,
on my end.
but and that's why he was saying like, they will move certain things out for us, and they won't be there when we get there, but we'll have to set up some things before we leave because he was trying to explain what it looked like because I was still asking, like, I don't have a clue what that looked like. So I'm still kind of,
Hmm.
but
Yeah, Dr. E told me it should just take. She was like, it shouldn't take long to set up. Um, so I told her I was going to leave between 8:30 and 9:30. All we have to do is move stuff from the nursery to people's cars, and then get to the school around 10 or so for the first load. Hopefully, first and only load. I'm hoping enough people come where we don't have to do multiple trips, and we can put stuff in the van as well. Um, but when I asked about what time the chairs are being dropped off, there's no response to that yet. I don't know if I'm not sure about any of that at all. Like what time they're dropping the chairs off and what day they're picking them up. Those are my two biggest questions. That's on hold, but she said she felt like it wouldn't take more time than what I had allocated. I added an hour because I
okay.
was nervous. So at first she said, I think at first we said like 9 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
And I added an hour in when I posted in the group me. No, I think we said 9 to 11, and I said 9 to noon.
Okay.
I think that's what I landed on. Let me go back, y'all. Let me go back to my message because we had some back and forth there. Um, Let me see if I said 9 to noon or 11 because I moved the time up. Yeah, so I said 8:30 to 11 because I moved the time up a half an hour for 8:30. So I'm hoping we'll be done by 11. But if the chairs aren't dropped until after 11, now I have to have a B squad to help me set chairs up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if chairs aren't coming until 2 o'clock, then hey, y'all take a lunch break and
Yeah.
come back at 2. I really don't know. I don't have an answer to that yet.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's because the reservation hasn't been made. I haven't asked those detailed questions. I've just been trying to ask, what do you know?
Right.
Hmm.
So I'm not sure what's happening there. And same thing with security. I was hoping Marcus would be on here.
Yeah, me too. I'm adding that to the list because I will message Doc again.
Oh, this is Miss Anita just texted me, Kenroy, and said she didn't think it was her hair. She thought it was from her shawl. And she said she fixed it.
Oh,
She
she
fixed the
fixed it?
machine. Yeah, she
Oh,
said
yeah,
she
I didn't
fixed
know.
it.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
that's okay. I want to make sure.
good.
She said it was her shawl, not her hair.
I know something got caught in there. I didn't know if it was hair or clothing or something, but something that got caught in it, and I never got to look at it. And
Okay.
that's yeah.
Kenroy, do you plan on working on the wall on next Monday after?
No, I'm trying to finish it before we go back in there on Sunday, so it should be the biggest part of it is once I do the first tape on there, I gotta
Hmm.
let that dry. Normally it would take like probably half an hour to a day depending. Then in the building it might take a little bit longer because of So when I worked with drywall in the past, we always put like put fans or something like that dry faster. So that's
Yeah.
what I
Mhm.
was trying to start this week. So by the time I get the first and second coat on, all I'll do is just sand it and just prime it. And we have gray paint, and it should match the same one that I did in the kitchen. So
Mhm.
it should be able to. I'm trying to get it done. I don't want to spend as much time. I have more time to get it done compared to when I did the kitchen and I was doing FedEx job. That was too much. So I will
Yeah.
have
Oh,
more
you're
time.
not at FedEx anymore?
No, you know.
Yeah,
I
he
didn't
remember
know.
he
Yeah,
said it on the last call. He was starting a new job.
Mhm.
I could
Was
as
that the
well have
one? I
told you
don't think
too.
I was on that one.
Oh, that's
I
right.
was at work. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Well, praise God for you. I'm happy for you.
thank you. I thought I
Oh,
told
Deacon
I'm a
Sterling, did I tell you? 'Cause you know how I was talking about Phyllis and how, she was getting on my nerves and she's starting to
Mhm.
get on y'all nerve. Well, Phyllis is retiring July 31st.
Well, look at that.
I need to write that down myself. I'm gonna show up like, girl, I'm so proud
Listen.
of you.
July 31st, which
Count
happens
it
to be
down.
my birthday. I said, look at the Lord giving me a gift on my
A
day.
little present.
Yes. And
That's
but
funny.
she did suggest that I apply for her position,
Mm.
which I did. It
Hmm.
closes today, so I don't know when they'll begin interviews or whatever. And I will tell you, I feel indifferent. Deaconess had to talk with me a little bit because I was like, I don't even know if I want to apply. I went through that whole thing. And she was
Hmm.
like, basically, what are you losing if you do? You know what I mean? Like,
Hmm.
I was like,
Yeah.
okay. But anyway, I just thought y'all would get a kick out of that with Phyllis because Sister
Listen,
Girl has officially made her
I was tired of
thing.
Phyllis.
Yes.
Fire, honey. Fire.
Listen,
But we'll take Phyllis check. We just need
the
Deaconess
That
to get
that
her
part.
part,
check,
that
okay?
part.
I could use those six
If
figures
God
for
open the door,
sure.
we gonna walk therein.
Definitely praying
Absolutely.
for that.
And that's what
Yep,
I told him. I was like, now, if you see fit for me to have it,
that's
you
Hmm.
best
right.
I'll
believe
take
I'm
it.
going to walk right on in there. Yep.
I'll
That's
take it.
right.
That's a
That's
blessing.
right.
I'm saying, and
And
and remember how she made you
I
feel.
believe if he closed the door, he is
Exactly.
sparing her from more hardship she can handle, and you got it.
Yes. And
And
Hmm.
I'm
I
leaning
don't,
more into the latter. You
yeah.
got it.
And I don't manage like she does, which she
Hmm.
knows because she sees the difference in how, my staff is with me compared to her. And she always says, you're
Hmm.
the nice one. I'm not the nice one. But she's just high strung. But yeah, it's been a chore. There will be things that we will miss as far as having somebody to fight for us when we need that.
Hmm.
But whoever gets in this role, that's a role they're going to have to take on. You got to be able to watch out for your people. Because
Hmm.
if you don't, they will try to run over you, and that means council, the CFO, even the mayor herself. Sometimes they like to try to pull stuff over on the accounting department.
Hmm.
We don't do them, them little funky numbers because we got to account for all of that. They be
Listen,
trying to,
too
you know,
important.
yeah. So I'd be like, I'm not going to jail for none of y'all.
Can't.
So I don't do them tricky numbers, right? So
Hmm.
no.
That's funny. Well, bye bye,
Yeah.
Phyllis.
And what's
Listen,
so funny when she comes in every day, sister girl be out of the door by 9:30 every morning. So
Mm.
we barely see her already. I
She
was
work from
like,
home or something?
yeah, she'll go home and tell her work the rest of the day.
Mm.
And if she's there, half the time she don't say nothing. She
Hmm.
may she may speak to you one day out of the week, but the
Hmm.
rest of that time you hear her because you can hear her walk because she walks real heavy
Hmm.
for this little bitty old person that she is. But and her husband is an attorney downtown.
Mm.
Um, Last name Cooper. I can't think of Jim is his name.
Mm,
And that's her husband. Total opposites, but I'm like, well, of course, I'm learning what I've learned from her, and we'll see where the Lord goes from here.
yeah, yeah. Prayerfully, it's replacing
Yes, that would be great.
him.
That would be great. I of course, again, I didn't have an agenda because I didn't think that we would have to go on without the good deacon. But anyway, we are glad to move on in his stead. Is there anything else we need to approach right now before Easter, or table it until after Easter? Any
I
other
would say
concerns? Is the
table this.
bathroom better?
Yeah. Well, I fixed both toilets.
Okay.
Both the wax ring was replaced, and I installed reinforced one. So if there shouldn't be any form of leakage. The ones that they have is just the wax only. No, they rebuilt them differently. There is this rubber attached to the wax ring that
Okay.
it won't allow any form because it goes down into the pipes. So it won't cause any leak. But the other ones, over time, those wax rings they get hardened from heat, cold, whatever kind of those moisture and stuff hardens it. So, and water is a force. So when it flushes and it goes down, it kind of sneak through little cracks and creases and stuff. So I figured that's why it may have leaked the first time. Because when I looked at it, I was like, yeah, these are the whole wax rings that they used a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so there shouldn't be any leakage unless somebody just deliberately just broke the toilet or something. So it should be good for next. However long those wax room was on there for, they normally last for a long time. Like so that's good in there.
Well, I will say during the grow her, Corrine had it smelling good. Like I didn't walk in not one time and be surprised. Well, except for the one surprise with the stuff that was found in the trash cans. Did you
Uh,
tell them about that,
no,
Corrine?
ma'am. I didn't know. No, 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 nope. Nope, nope.
Um, I'll
Lord,
tell you just
It's
so you're
always
not
me, y'all,
ignorant of
that
what was
find
going.
stuff.
She found some condom wrappers in the women's bathroom trash.
Wow.
Lord. Just the rappers?
So just the wrappers.
Okay.
Um, Dr. E did make mention that someone had rented the building out prior to. So someone had used the building the night before when I had asked her about it. And she may mention that she would talk to whoever that was. I didn't ask, so she didn't offer who it was, so I didn't ask.
I don't know if it's
But
going to be brought up in the directors meeting or not, but I definitely ask for instances of that magnitude that a cleaning fee be applied. Nobody should have to deal with no bodily fluid of any sort.
Mm,
And I told Dr. E in the first receptacle in the first stall, I did not see
yes,
anything in there. But in the trash can, that was a big
yes.
grown man in that trash can. There was something happened. All right. There was evidence in that trash can. Like I took
Okay,
the
see, I didn't see all that part.
yeah, I went my conscience didn't sit good with me. So I looked again and I
Mm.
told her, yeah, it was yeah, it was secretion
what
in
was
there.
this?
It was the
This was
grow her
the,
Saturday. So
Somebody used
yeah,
it that
the
Friday?
20th. I guess they rented the building out Friday night when I came in early Saturday. I
Mm,
just
yeah,
happened to be in there while I legit was just doing what I'm supposed to do in there. I cleaned up and then
okay.
I used the bathroom, washed my hands. When I went to throw away my paper towel, my face was it was all over my face. I was in shock. And Lexi happened to
yeah,
be in there. And she's like, "What's wrong?" And I shook my head like just like this. I didn't say nothing. And she said, "What's wrong?" And she looked in there and she was like, "No, I know you lying." And I just shook my
yeah,
head. So then we looked in the first stall and we found another rapper. I said,
yeah.
"We running a brothel? Like, what's going on?" So
Yeah.
then I said, God never leave me without a witness. Every time I find something in the bathroom that's offsetting, like the pad on the wall or whatever, somebody the first time it was your wife, Sterling, she was in there. And I didn't have my phone. And I said, Jay, hold on, let me get my phone. But look at this. God always leave me with someone in there every time. And
Mhm.
I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for that. But it's that should never happen. Whether it's an
Yeah.
open condom, closed there should be no paraphernalia of fornication or
Yeah.
consensual marital sex in the building at no time. So I
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
yeah, I was deeply disturbed. I did not tell Dr. E. I waited, but by the time I went to tell her, a deaconess told her and didn't even say nothing to me.
Because I didn't see you no more after that.
So
Oh
Groher wasn't
She
in the
came
building
in the
on Friday
kitchen.
night?
no, so
It
Friday
was
night.
Thursday night.
Oh, Thursday night somebody used the
It was
building.
Thursday. That's right. Thursday night, someone was in the building. When I came in
Who would have used
Friday,
the building? We didn't. Okay.
Yeah, that's
I
what we
don't
didn't
know.
know because we weren't familiar with that when she said it. And I was like, oh.
And that
Yeah,
what
because the
did
So,
first
they?
question Deaconess asked me, the first question Deaconess asked me was, Kareem, who was here when you got here? And I'm like, oh, I don't want to talk about that.
because we
Mhm.
But
didn't know if it
thank
was
God,
somebody that was in there on Thursday, for
right? We
rehearsal.
have
Like,
key
we
holders.
had questions.
Mhm.
And I was just
So we
like,
didn't know.
I told them when they asked me, I said, these people were in here, but this is not my job. I think verbatim, I said to her, to Deaconess Lot and Lexi, I said, it's not my job to determine where it said paraphernalia came from.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I said, it's my
But y'all,
job to report what I saw.
but y'all would have had Groher rehearsal. I'm sorry. I'm kind of racking my brain because we didn't sign a contract, and like those are the types of things that, well, one, we do have cleaning fees, but those are the types of
Yes.
things that we account for under the contract to either prevent or make people pay for,
Yeah.
so that doesn't happen. But yeah, I just didn't know that. Like y'all would have had grow her rehearsal because that would have been the 19th.
See,
Wasn't there that
that's why I think I thought it was Friday, but
day.
I thought I
No,
found it
we
Saturday, but I can't remember now.
no. It started
Let me look at the date and timestamp
unless it
on the
was
picture.
no,
I
because
thought it
remember Brandon and them were there. Were they there Friday before we got started and left? Because Brandon was there. Because remember you said Nia came in.
Yeah,
Brandon
Brandon
was there.
was there. Remember, yeah, Brandon was yeah, Brandon was definitely
Because
there
you,
because I couldn't remember who came in what order. But
yeah.
hold on. I have the date and timestamp on March 20th is
So
Mhm.
that
when
was
I found
Friday.
it. So that's Friday.
Okay. So that's Friday.
So they must have used it Thursday,
Right.
which I don't know when
That's what we
because
were.
as Deacon Sterling just said, we definitely had rehearsal.
Mhm.
What about Wednesday?
And
Was anybody in there
did they
Wednesday?
decorate? They
They decorated
decorated late
Tuesday
on
and Thursday.
Thursday. They decorated late on Thursday because I couldn't come. Or was that Wednesday?
It was
No,
Tuesday and Thursday.
They decorated late
No,
on Wednesday. No, it was Wednesday because I went to Mel's mindful moment that she has at the library, and that's why I missed the decorating on Wednesday.
but
So
I went on
Wednesday,
Thursday. I was there Thursday night.
and I was there Thursday as well because we were there finishing up late until we got done
Mm-hmm.
almost. I
Yeah.
came in early on the 20th, which was Friday. I was there probably around 12:30ish or 12:45, but I didn't find it until 2:30 cuz I didn't use the bath. Of course I didn't use or clean the bathroom until later on.
We need
I
some
just
Yeah.
ring cameras. Ring camera subscription is $12 a month, you know.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
crazy.
confused as when anybody used at least the church out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Unless
don't
it was
I'm definitely
unless
confused.
they used it during the day.
I
I,
didn't
and
ask
I
for
don't know.
clarification. You would have to ask Dr.
or
E.
she meant
Sterling.
visitors. I text her. Or she meant visitors because I know that there were some folks that were participating in the choir and all that stuff that aren't regularly there.
Mm.
Um, but I don't know. I've asked her. It's just
That's some bold move there in the house of God.
No,
yeah,
don't say that. Don't you
yeah.
No, to be honest
dare. Ay.
though, Sunday when I came to, I don't know, because I was like, I felt like I'm dealing with a spiritual loss. I was like Sunday and grow her Sunday. I was like I'm dealing with there's some spiritual lost up in this church, but
Mm,
sometimes I be having some stuff that I can't really understand. I was like, God, I don't know why am I supposed to be worshiping? Why am I dealing with spiritual lust
Yeah,
in the
mm,
church? So
yeah.
mm,
that's
No,
why
that's
sometimes
very.
it's hard to go to certain people because I mean, like, and I don't really have the discernment because some, like Pastor says, sometimes some people they're not here do the same thing repeatedly. Sometimes it's like they're just under some spiritual influences just to cause disruption and stuff in the church. You know.
mm,
No,
Right.
when I feel like it's like that, and I've only had that most recently that I remember recently was with Guillaume. Uh, someone's car was repossessed, and the female was very adamant about going with like with Guillaume or another guy to take her home.
Mm-hmm.
And as
mm,
soon as I caught wind of it, I said, "Nah, sis, I got you. Don't even worry about it. Go ahead, Pat." I said, "I gotta go to Frankfurt, so it's fine. I'm out of my
Yeah.
way anyway. You are right here. I gotta go out." And I always try to protect. We supposed to protect our
Mm-hmm.
Right.
people.
Yeah.
So if I
Right.
feel anything without putting myself in any obvious, inherent danger, I will absolutely be like, "Nah, you good. You ain't going with
Yeah.
Kenroy. You ain't going with Sterling, and you not going with Deaconess Lot. You good. I got you."
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
immediately when the spirit see that boldness that you're not afraid, you won't tip away, regardless
mm,
if my discernment is correct or not. I'm
mm,
doing a volunteer act out of love to take you somewhere.
yeah.
Right.
That's they're gonna stand down.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm,
that's what happened. She stood down to me. Oh, okay. Well, all right. Yeah, I won't forget, sis. I
perfect.
got you. Don't even
Yep.
worry about it. I'm not gonna
Speaking
forget.
speaking of spirits of disruption, I know we're getting to eight, but
Yeah.
I know you were there, Corrine. Jalen had said somebody was acting kind of crazy at the walk, the walk, that she was just acting up. I
So
didn't know
I
if that
don't
was
know much about her. Name is Cassandra with a K. She
okay.
was she's Mother Joe's daughter. She's an online member.
Mm, mm,
So I don't know her that well. She was a
mm,
little offsetting at baptism when we
mm,
baptized her. Like I had to talk to her firm a few times, and she mentioned it yesterday, which I thought was weird. We were not
mm,
talking about baptism, and she came up to me and was like, "Yeah, I remember you. You dress so nice, even when we don't have to dress. You dress nice now with your street clothes." And I said, "Thank
mm.
you." And she said, "But you made sure I put that cap on when I got baptized. What does
Yeah.
that have to do with anything?"
You're right
What did
about
she
it.
do yesterday?
Yesterday, she was just very much a disruptive spirit. Like
Mm-hmm.
we're
Oh.
walking and praying. We had a particular order. Sandy was praying. She passed it to Uncle Randy. Uncle Randy prayed, and a few others prayed. But she was very much awkward as we went through, making it a point to say she felt this was her call to compel
Oh.
people to the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
She just said very offsetting things. I caught
Yeah.
Pastor several times side eyeing her and chuckling. I don't laugh
Mm,
at that. You know why? Because that
Mm-hmm.
same spirit, you gonna have to vomit.
mm.
You gonna have to
I
Man.
vomit, and I don't
I
have
said the
time.
same thing when
I
Mm-hmm.
said
she.
I don't have time to be playing around with you, but she was
Yep.
very walking up
Mm,
to people, Sterling, and like,
mm,
"Oh, come to try. We right here on the corner, right here on the corner, over on the
yeah.
side. You can't miss us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an online member, but ma'am, you are
Mm,
belligerent, loud, and out of
Wow.
yeah.
order."
That sounds
That's
like the
what when
woman that was following Paul.
Paul. That's exactly what
Yes,
I
that's
said.
exactly
That's
what I was
exactly
gonna
what
say.
Yeah.
I
That's
said
how
that
I
to Jalen
felt.
yesterday. Mm-hmm.
And my spirit was,
Wow.
I'm too sensitive in this time. I was vexed. I was
Mm-hmm.
vexed to the point that I did not pray during the prayer walk because I'm
Mm-hmm.
praying about who's walking with us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yes.
That's
like,
Yep.
good.
so I feel like I'm happy you brought that up, Sterling, because I feel like at our class when it's just finally going to be us. Finally, Tuesday is
Mm-hmm.
going to be personal touch. And I
Mm-hmm.
kind of wish they wasn't going to be there. But anyway, personal touch, the deacons, ministers when he does that protect the altar or build the altar class on the 7th.
Mm,
Yeah.
I am very happy he's doing that because I talked to him one on one about it last week. That I need a sharper sense of discernment. I have been praying about it hard,
Mhm.
and these people are purging left and right. I don't know
Mhm.
what that means because
mm,
I was very clear with him. It was seven of, it was like seven of Deaconess Lot, Miss Tina, the elders of the church. Everybody circled around Uriah, and I'm
Mhm.
saying it openly because it was not a secret. Most of us that was there saw it. And um my the thing that vexed my spirit is she was screaming. Almost to
Mhm.
me, I heard torment in my spirit when she was screaming.
Mhm.
Not deliverance, not freedom. I heard a demonic torment. So finally, when I got off the floor with Brittany and got over there, I stood back just to make sure what I was hearing was right. And everyone circled around her, and I don't see no Jesus. I don't feel no deliverance. I don't, and I said, I told Deaconess like I was uncomfortable because I
mm,
didn't understand what was going on. Why are we letting this thing just scream out in torment like this? Shut up and
Mhm.
come out. Like
Mhm.
that's what I know about demonic possession. You shut
Yeah.
up and you come out. And now we talk to you in love, to get you filled. That's what I
Mhm.
know. So because I didn't know what was going on and because they are my elders, I didn't say anything. It wasn't until I think was it you, Deaconess Slot, that tapped me, or was
Yep.
it Miss
I
Tina?
did.
It
I
was
tapped
okay.
you to
So
come over.
Deaconess Slot tapped me to like get closer, and as soon as I got in there, I said, "Okay, you want." And Drea told me what I said. I don't even remember. Drea said, I looked her dead in her eye, and I said, "You want to get free? We here to support you. We here to help you, but you gonna do the work."
Mhm.
And I
Yep.
remember
That's
telling
what you
her.
said.
I remember telling her real firm, now call on Jesus.
mm,
And almost
Mm-hmm.
immediately, she started calling on Jesus. She stopped screaming. And after she started calling on Jesus, no, I skipped the part. Deaconess Lot got me in there. She called on Jesus. I realized something wasn't working. I went and asked Dr. E for the oil. We
Yeah,
had
it
not
was the oil
we hadn't
because
anointed ourselves.
they had her calling prior to. But you know how when the spirit doesn't want to, that's what was going on. I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out who these two strangers are in my backyard. Um,
mm.
so she didn't want to. She said it one time, and then she went back to screaming, and that's why I grabbed
That's
or
when I
patted
came in.
whatever. Yeah, because I
Yep.
was like, yeah, she didn't want to. She didn't want to call. She didn't want to call the name of Jesus. She didn't want to do it.
So that
She
was
wanted.
my red flag. When I came
Yeah,
in, my spirit, well, like I said, I was working with Brittany and she had just got done purging. It was just me and Brittany back there on the floor. When I got up from Brittany and got Brittany seated and stood up, I remember standing up and immediately just hearing a spirit of torment. I felt
Mm,
no Holy Ghost. I felt not good in my, I don't know how to describe it, y'all, and this is all new to me. So
Mhm.
I really don't know this realm well. Like I know I'm in it, but I don't know why. And I'm getting hot right now. It's too much. It's too much. I can hear it. Like I can hear it right now. Like I'm there now. I
Mhm.
can hear the tormenting. It was like a screech, and my spirit started to get vexed.
mm,
Like
and
immediately.
honestly, when she first started out, she wouldn't make any noise. She didn't do anything. And then eventually came the screech. And part of my issue, I was dealing with the girl that kept coming. So that's why I was like, okay, we got too much going on because the one
Oh
young
yeah.
lady. So that was part of our fight was fighting this girl because every
What's her
time we
name
moved,
again?
she moved.
What's her name again?
Um, Ariana.
Ariana. So Ariana,
So
y'all, was in the mix and she was a distracting spirit trying to pray like she
and that
had.
was what was blocking. Uriah at one point because we would move her. She would come because she started all the way in the back. They were sitting on that back row by the wall. So we brought Uriah up. She decided she wanted to come up and then she wanted to rub her back. She wanted to hold her hand. I was like, no. I was like, you're going to have to move because
Mm-hmm.
you could tell Uriah was troubled. Whatever this girl was doing, it was troubling her.
Mm-hmm.
And she was not willing to release or do anything. And I know a few times, and then I had to tell Deaconess, and I was like, this one right here, she needs to move.
Yeah. So I literally sat her down. I tapped her and I said, go back toward, and I showed her where to go, and I directed her to move in that way. And she did. She moved over there. But there was so much happening. Eventually
But
she
she
made her way
came
back
back.
up.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And
So
then she, even after I moved her again from Uriah when you moved her, because
yep.
she moved from that side and then came right back behind her,
Yep.
trying to put her hands on her. And I'm not sure, like you said, the people that were standing around, they never caught wind, they never paid attention to that part. I'm not
No.
sure. So that's why I was like, and I got you because I was like, I can't be in both spots trying to keep this thing off. So then when I moved her, then she went up to the altar like she was gonna work the altar.
And that's where I lost sight of her. So I lost sight of her because I'm listening so much. That spirit is in my ear. Like I'm vexed, y'all, in my Holy Ghost. I'm upset. Like, nope, it's gonna come out today. So Mama
Mm-hmm.
Tina was in her ear praying. And I remember nothing was breaking. Like I could feel the spirit like tug of war, and I'm like, something's not right. So I started to check myself. Legit, Sterling. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, is my faith right? Yes, I believe, Lord. Yes, I'm praying in Jesus' name. Yeah, and I went through a whole list. I told Pastor in his office when I talked to him about it a few weeks ago. I said, Pastor, I went through my whole internal checklist, and I said, Lord, help. And immediately I heard, there's no oil. Now that can be taken two ways, but I didn't get into too much of that until later
Mm-hmm.
on in the week. That can be taken
Mm-hmm.
two ways. And I said,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, there's no oil. And I said, oh,
And
I
usually
didn't.
it's sitting up on the altar or at
But
least on the
usually
by the
I anoint
speaker.
myself. Regardless of what happens with dream, usually
Mm-hmm.
by the time I come in prayer circle, I have anointed myself. That day I got busy and I did not anoint myself. I didn't do
Mm-hmm.
my normal thing. So I said, oh God, there's no oil. Where's my oil? And immediately I said, oh, it's in my book bag in the car. I knew exactly where it was, but I left it. I
Mm-hmm.
switched purses and whatever. So now I went to the altar. I said, Dr. E, where's the oil? She said, oh, I think it's some in pastor's office in the tray. I said, okay. I went to the office and I got it. I anointed myself and I anointed the whole circle. Everybody who was still around her, I anointed. When I tell you, Sterling, I got chills every time I tell this. Cause I ain't never in my life experienced that immediate deliverance. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
When I tell you, almost immediately after everyone was anointed and on one accord, and we was telling her again now to say Jesus, that thing
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
instantly broke. I touched her on her. I remember putting my hands on her back, and I felt her hurl like a cat. Like
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
said, Jesus, and
Mm-hmm.
we all said it, and it just came out like lava, and it did not
Mm-hmm.
stop. It came out so much.
Mm-hmm.
I came from around her to the front of her, and I touched her throat, and I said, "That's all right. Relax, relax. Say
Mm-hmm.
Jesus, but relax." And she tried to
Mm-hmm.
relax, but she couldn't relax. It's a lot going on. I was trying to get her to just like relax to let it come out with ease, but she was
Mm-hmm.
fighting it. So I was telling
Mm-hmm.
her
Yes.
like, relax. I don't know. I'm telling you, the Holy Ghost will train you because I never have learned
About to
that.
take a leaf.
I have never learned that. No one has
Mm-hmm.
taught me that. Like it was just, I don't know, it just happened. So as all that has happened, the trash can, I can see the vomit coming up. The tissue is
Mm-hmm.
high
Mm-hmm.
and and I can
Mm-hmm.
see it coming up. So I try to get personal touch to get me another bag, another area that I need to talk to them about. When I change the trash, I leave 2, 3 bags in there. Why? For these
Yeah.
instances of when
Mm-hmm.
people are throwing up, they should not
Mm-hmm.
have to
Right.
be throwing up on top of their. That's gross, and we don't
Mm-hmm.
want to deal with that. We don't want it
Yeah.
coming out
Right.
on us.
Mm-hmm.
So
Right.
I'm definitely gonna bring that up. That's like one of my main things to say to personal touch. Please leave extra trash bags in there because I don't know what's gonna happen. Right
Mm-hmm.
now, we are in a purging season. I hope it ends soon. But if it does not, which it might not, because he's about to teach on deliverance.
I would
Mm-hmm.
So
say
these
we
demons
want
gonna get
deliverance needs
mad.
to happen. So we just better get everybody on one accord because
Yes,
it's
yes.
time.
But my biggest issue is when we notice demonic activity as a ministry and as a team, does everyone know what to do? And if it's not working, don't let a demon just stand there. Ah, ah. I mean, for 3, 4 songs, Sterling, that's what she was
Mm-hmm.
doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on the floor with Brittany, but I can hear it.
Mm-hmm.
And I
And
got
this was
up,
this past Sunday. This was or not yesterday.
not
This was last week.
2, maybe 3 weeks now. It
The
might be three
Sunday
weeks.
before, wasn't it the
Grow
Sunday
her.
before Grow Her?
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
So it's probably been about 3 weeks, but
Mm-hmm.
don't let someone, to me, if someone is struggling like that with a demonic oppression, we know Uriah has a clean spirit for sure. I have no
Mm-hmm.
doubt about that. Uriah is a sweet person, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't feel like people can be nice and loving with
Mm-hmm.
that kind of demonic energy in them. She's
Mm-hmm.
just, she's naturally nice. When I think of the person of Uriah, I don't think nasty. I don't think hateful, like negative words. I don't think that. So I felt like
Mm-hmm.
something was sitting on her, not trying to come out,
Mm-hmm.
and she didn't know how to relax to let it out. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
that's our
Mm-hmm.
job, to guide them. Trust the process, trust God. You don't know what's going to happen, call on Jesus. But what
Mm-hmm.
bothered me the most that I told Pastor is that the circle is all around and nobody didn't feel nothing wrong. What would have happened? Like, if I wasn't there, what would have happened? If Mama Tina and Deaconess Lot wasn't there, what would have happened?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And that's scary for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Crazy.
yeah. Ugh. Y'all don't. I gotta take a shower. That's too much. I gotta take another shower. That thing. Every time I talk about it, that thing wear me out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want us
Yeah.
to not have a succession plan. Like, it's wonderful we know Pastor Rafford and Dr. E and whoever else, Mama Tina, we know that they can do it, but we got the same power. And I want to make sure I am cultivating that power the right way, that I can teach it to another deacon to say,
Mm-hmm.
check yourself, anoint yourself. And like I told Dr. E, I felt like it was for me, because I'm not a big person on anoint and do. I'm not big on that. And I didn't get the Holy Ghost by calling on Jesus. I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I got the Holy Ghost by praying for my friends to be filled. And then after all my friends got it, she put her hand on my throat and said, and now the Lord said, speak. And I immediately spoke. I didn't tarry. I didn't I didn't get it like that. So I don't know
Mm-hmm.
that what do you say, deaconess technique or training. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know, that is what I'm saying. To tarry with someone that way, I know what it
Mm-hmm.
looks like and sound like, but I don't know if I know how to do it. It wasn't until that Sunday that I was like, no, you know what to do. You know what to do. Now use it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's why I
Yeah,
feel
because I
like
mean
it was
everybody
for me.
doesn't get it the same way, and and of course you got some affiliations that believe there's only one way, but of course we know there's more than one way. I've seen them come up out of the water being baptized, speaking in tongues, or waking up in the middle of the night, with sleep and wake up. I've seen that in my house, but he come when he wanna, but of
Mm-hmm.
course, I think the thing is like you were saying, the teaching for anybody that's going to be working the altar, that's going to be working in that capacity, knowing what to look for, the importance of your posture, your heart posture at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because of course, if you got all this, how do I guess just say ugly energy, you probably shouldn't be up there trying to help the seekers on that Sunday. We may need to just sit back in the back and let the others handle it. But I think that is going to be important. I'm actually excited about the
Mm-hmm.
training, just to
Mm-hmm.
see one how far it goes. Because, like you said, once he starts teaching on this deliverance, there's going to be more.
Manifestations.
Yeah, absolutely. And then the girl that I hired, that's my new risk accountant. She, like I told you, she's a minister over at Pastor Blair's, and they had the same type of breakout where she was like, that was something new that and she's originally from Tennessee, out of Tennessee, but out of the House of God, and she's actually been in both the one here and the affiliation that I came out of. But there was a couple of their young people and purging started, and she said they just kind of like the ones that had never seen it just kind of like stood there like deer in headlights,
Mhm.
like what
Yeah.
is going on,
Yeah.
because they had never seen it, and I was telling her how we've experienced, the same, and I was like, that's where Pastor Blair is going to have some training sessions with her ministerial staff, like even knowing how to cover ministers on the altar, just different things. Like she said, they deal with the same thing of they'll have their ministers or somebody, and they'll supposed to be working the altar, and they're looking around like, what do I do? It's like I think that's a common thing that a lot of ministries, and I think young new ministries deal with, because you've got a mixture of old and new. You get a mixture of old, used to doing it one way, and you've got new that don't have a clue what you're talking about. So,
Yeah.
which is something that I appreciate about Pastor, because he will take the time out to teach. Because when you look at where we were, even just 3 years ago, I was talking to mom, because we just thought it was just something the way that he did it when he was teaching the saints. Remember, he was like, I have to teach you how to praise, like,
Yeah.
clap your hands,
Hmm.
raise your hands, lift your hands, open your mouth, like say hallelujah. Like
Hmm.
some people really need it to be that elementary.
No, I agree. And I feel like for me, what's disturbing about Sterling, you don't open up another hour conversation. But what is most disturbing about it for me is biblically, I have no context for purging in the Bible nowhere. Not Old Testament, not New Testament do I find anyone vomiting except for Jesus when he said, I will spew you out because you lukewarm. That is the like I don't have anything in the Bible where somebody threw up and a spirit was evicted, or you know what I'm saying, like where did this come from? Is this just media and movies, or what is this? And then I told pastor, which he said on Bible study, I don't think he was there, I didn't think he was gonna say it. Now I felt like he exposed it too much. I hate that he said it, but
Some of that was lunch and stuff.
I told him, no, I told him
Mhm.
in confidence, like I felt like the person is a habitual purger. That I
Mhm.
feel like this is not demonic oppression, that somehow they know how to make themselves vomit, and that's what they
Mhm.
do. And every
Mhm.
time, and I told Gil, I said, and she don't even, you ain't even chewing your food up right. It's a whole onion. I'm dry heaving cleaning up your vomit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I missed that one. I guess I wasn't around on
If
that
you
one.
go back and
Mhm.
watch like the first 20 minutes of when he said, I think he said deacon and
No, I
somebody.
heard when he said that. I'm talking about the whoever the person is. I think I missed that one.
He said that it could be like bulimia, where he put it nice. He said, well,
Mhm.
he put it as a mental disorder, that maybe they have bulimia and they make themselves do it. I think they make themselves do it, and they for spectacle. I don't think it's
Mhm.
no spirit. Every time that I'm there praying with that particular person, I don't feel what I felt with Uriah. I don't feel
Gotcha.
that that dark presence, or that my Holy Ghost getting angry or none of that. I feel annoyance in my flesh. Like I'm annoyed. Why
Mm.
are you now vomiting again? Nothing's going on with you, girl. Stop, sit down and have some water. It's every time she get up there. That's what I try to do. I try to sit her up if I can. And every time I sit her down in a chair, she never vomit. The last time I did that, she didn't vomit. So I
Mm.
got her up
See, I didn't know she's done all of that. I guess I don't be back there when that
three
goes
times.
on with her.
I have cleaned up her
Yeah, I didn't
vomit.
know that.
At
Oh
least three
wow.
within a month period. Not over
Oh.
exaggerating. The one time I didn't clean it up, I remember thinking like, what happened? Oh, that's right. I got her up off of the floor. She wasn't on the floor. I sat her in the chair, and I don't know what made me do that. And that's why I said the Holy Ghost will train you, for real. People be asking me like, how did you? I don't know. The Holy Ghost will. I will hear what I need to do, and I just do it. And then afterward, I reflect on it. Like, okay, Lord, what just happened? In between services, I'm back there trying to sort out now what's going on. Because it feel like you a puppet on strings.
Mm-hmm.
When Pastor told me that, I didn't get it, but now I get that. Now I get being a puppet on strings where God is saying, do this, watch that, look here. And you're literally just going. And by the time you sit down, you are like, okay. And Chance might be the only one who come over every now and then. Deacon, if you all right, you, man, I don't know what you will be on. Chance always will
Mm-hmm.
say something to me. And I'd be like, yeah, I'm good. I'm trying to decompress. But some of that is not demonic oppression, Sterling. Some of that is people who have been addicts in their life and they know
Mm-hmm.
how to detox their body naturally, like know how to make
Yeah.
themselves vomit. And I think that's what happens in particular with Domine. And I'm saying her name because you amongst us working. So it's important sometimes to know that if I'm trying to sit her up, that means I
Mm-hmm.
don't feel nothing's going on. She's okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she
Mm-hmm.
needs to sit up to not purge herself.
Mm-hmm.
One less,
Yeah.
and she is the habitual purger.
Mm.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I didn't even know that. I guess I'm never around her when that happens. I had no idea that she does that.
Yeah, this past Sunday she was the one. Matter of fact, Ben helped me. I think after I cleaned it up, Ben and sterilized it. Ben helped vacuum up the pieces of food.
Oh wow! Wow.
Yeah,
Disgusting.
he might have not known what he was doing,
That's wild. Yeah,
and
I was
Mm-hmm.
clueless.
he might have not known what he was doing. But I said, hold on, Ben, I'm gonna do this, and then you can vacuum. I wanted to sterilize because ain't no point in sterilizing. I mean, not sterilizing and running the vacuum over the whole church. That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
another thing that people don't know that we need to talk about in that training. Spray and then vacuum. Don't just go vacuuming up vomit. That's
Mm-hmm.
crazy. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that is crazy.
yeah, you gotta spray, step away for a little bit, and then, give it time to just sit and then go back and vacuum it after some time. And Drea didn't know as well. I said anytime there's balled up wads of paper on the floor and it looked like a pile, don't pick it up. Why? Because that
Mm-hmm.
means I didn't have gloves on and I don't want to touch it and I don't want anyone else to touch it. So I wad it up in
Yeah.
one spot and then after things calm down, I'll come back and get it. But
We
Drea
need to get
didn't
some
know.
sawdust.
Get out
Drea
my
didn't
milk crate,
know.
boy.
She picked it up, and I immediately said, "Drea, go wash your hands. That was
I'm still in the
vomit."
Mm-hmm.
car.
And she
Mm-hmm.
freaked out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We should get some sawdust so that we can sprinkle it on top and let it clump up and then sanitize it that way. I mean, it's
that's the
easier to
best
clean
because
up.
we're not replacing the carpet. Dr. E said that. I
Yeah.
think she said budget wise it wasn't fair or whatever for
Mm-hmm.
them not to share the cost. I don't know if sawdust is easy to pick back up.
Yeah, that's it.
Can
That
we
carpet
use
is
a
flat.
foam? Like carpet foam. The airport we use some kind of industrial foam during COVID on
They
the
do have
plane.
I could say they have a powder that like we use it at RUP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
like when they have it, when it happens, especially on their carpeted areas,
yeah, I
then
would look into that because our
yeah.
services are tight together. And my main thing is I'll go through a can. Like last Sunday, Sterling went and got me Lysol. I went through a full can of Lysol cleaning the altar. It
Yeah.
was that much going on. Like I wasn't
Yeah.
overusing it. It legit dominate threw up and it spread.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
It wasn't isolated, and I don't know who was down there working with her, but by the time they got the paper towel down there, it was way too late. There was no trash
Mm-hmm.
can next to her. Like if you see someone actively purging, hold your hand up, shake it furiously to get,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I do to get the attention of what you need. What you need. I need a
Mm-hmm.
Right.
towel. Don't give me tissue when I need a towel. Like Guillaume
Mm-hmm.
is real good at that. Guillaume will know like when I need if you can't get a towel, then give me a prayer cloth. Get me something where I can take home and, wash it or whatever, or throw it out and
Mm-hmm.
get
I was
Mm-hmm.
another
gonna say throw
one.
it away. Yeah.
Yeah. I have
Right.
washed them before, but I have
Mm-hmm.
tablets for my washer to desanitize my washer.
Mm-hmm.
But It's getting out of hand, deep.
Yeah.
And I don't want to
Yeah.
deal with bodily fluids from semen to
Listen,
vomit. It's crazy
nothing.
for
Man.
me. I told Dr. E I must be at the dung gate. You know how we going through the gate? I said I had
Right.
That's funny.
That is hilarious. Right. But yeah, I didn't know that, Dickness. I had
gate,
no idea.
literally. But
Hmm.
okay. Oh yeah, so I think that's all I have on that. At this time, it's a lot. It
Yeah.
really is.
Good
And
stuff to know in preparation for
Look,
next week.
y'all talked me through my whole meal prep. I done got my
Listen,
lunch and dinner meals prepped for
I
the
was
week.
looking.
Thank you.
I said she chopping up the onion, and
I don't know. I just know it's sweet potato and maybe corned beef. I think.
I
No,
said
so
slice up
for
with
my
some green
lunch,
beans.
I do a half a sweet potato. So I slice that up and put that in the
Mm-hmm.
oven with my I actually use pumpkin pie spice and vanilla. I don't use sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my ground beef is the lean ground beef. Um, or sometimes I use the 80/20. Season it with some um, the Montreal steak seasoning. I don't know if you can see
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm,
Um, and then
yep.
on the green beans, and I also put fresh garlic in the garlic and onion in the ground beef. I put shallots in the sweet potato. It's a milder onion. On the
Mm-hmm.
green beans, I do the fresh green beans, olive oil, cut up onion, and then I found this new spice that I'm liking on my veggies, and it's the McCormick's garlic and onion. I don't know if you can see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you
And
chef it up.
then and then on the salmon, now you gotta get this. I recommend this spice to anybody if you like salmon. And that is right now I can only find it at Meyer or you order it online.
Mm-hmm. Salmon
It's
seasoning.
got a little bit of
Magic.
brown sugar in there. It's called
Mm-hmm.
Magic, and oh my gosh, that's like the best one. So that
Mm-hmm.
one's my favorite. But that's me trying to get back on my health goals. So
Mm-hmm.
and then for dinner, I do some days I may have a half a sweet potato for the other half of the sweet potato for dinner. But 6 to 8 ounces of salmon. I use my salmon spice. I use some garlic herb butter, slice of lemon, garlic powder, and onion powder, of course, and then a cup of veggies. So that's
Mm-hmm.
my dinner. Then I have to, sometimes I eat breakfast, sometimes I don't. I'm not really a good breakfast eater, but I try
Mm-hmm.
to make myself do it. So I've been trying to do the shake for breakfast. And I may add, just to make sure I have my protein or my yogurt, my Greek yogurt, maybe a handful of strawberries or blueberries. Um, and then they've got the uncured turkey bacon over at Sam's too, which is pretty good. But trying to increase my protein intake and
Yeah. I was watching
also try to cut
your
back.
cooking show. I was watching the cooking show. I said she's slicing up the lemon and everything.
Sure was.
trying to
It's
trying to
going
get it
down
done.
over there.
So yeah,
So
that's what I've
I
been up
think
to.
I think in Deacon Marcus fashion, I do want to mention in Deacon Marcus fashion a few highlighted dates just for the month of April.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all RSVP'd for the pointies on the 11th.
Hmm.
I have
Yes, I
baby
did that.
dedication on the 12th. I reminded Dr. E of that this week. Okay. Um Church anniversary is the 19th, of course. Now listen, this is a big deal, but no one's making mention of it. The Michael Jackson movie comes out April 24th. Okay?
I want to
All
go.
right.
I want to go. I didn't know that was the
I
date
had
for
something
it.
else. Eric, yes, it comes out April 24th. But that's the same night as fun night at the church. I don't know what they gonna do, but I probably won't be here. My birthday's the end of the month, so I'll be out the country. Is my plan. I
Hmm.
will be out of the country from the 23rd of April to the 30th. I'll be back hopefully for Derby. So Kareen is out the 23rd to the 30th, and I will put it in the Deacon group so Marcus knows and don't
Okay,
fuss at
thank
me.
you. Because I'm
I am
currently not
going
writing.
probably.
Left my notebook in the other room.
No, it's
Thank
okay. I'm gonna
you.
put it in there, and I'm thinking I'm going far while I can. While Trump hasn't touched too much of Asia, I'm thinking to go somewhere in Asia.
That'll be fun.
Um, Erica is a Erica is supposed to move, y'all, that last church under the bridge, April 26th. It's scheduled for right now. But I talked to her last week and she was thinking about moving it just because we have too much in April, expense wise. I reminded her not to put it on the first of the month because that is when rent is due and finance
Hmm.
seems very stressed after grow her. We are
Yes.
still trying
Yeah.
to reconcile accounts for grow her and do reimbursements for grow her. I think she's gonna do them this week. I haven't gotten a check yet, so I'm assuming she'll do it here soon. So I'll stop there, but that's pretty much April from my end, and hopefully Erica can get that church under the bridge that last Sunday of the month moved to a better date.
Gotcha.
Okay. That would be nice because that's April is already going to be hectic, and that's a lot.
It
Hmm.
is. It is.
Mm-hmm.
Pastor
So,
tapped our shoulder, me and Jalen's shoulder, to help lead for church anniversary. So if y'all have any ideas or anything like that, we're in the middle of planning right now. Just a few different things, nothing special. Just because it's coming right on the heels of Easter, just with the timing and all that kind of stuff. So nothing crazy. Budget's not crazy either. So, but if y'all have any ideas of things that y'all think might be neat things to do, um, or to include during the service, or different things like that, I'm all ears. Just let me know.
okay.
Yeah, he mentioned it to me, but he didn't he didn't say expectation. He just said he tapped y'all shoulders to handle that.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, my suggestion would be if you have an expense to give it to Miss Angie sooner than later. So if you know you need a sheet cake or whatever bunch, just let her
Hmm.
know. I would like, $50 for whatever.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I would, because I know that's what stresses finance out when they find out about these little last minute things and they're on the
Hmm.
cusp of rent or like Kenroy's doing that work. That's not free. I'm sure it's gonna cost supplies and such.
Hmm.
Um, I know we need to talk about him doing the stage. We've said it on the last few calls, but I'm repeating it because I know you taking notes, Sterling.
Hmm.
Um, the Be the Church on the stage. I think um we need to figure out a timeline for that. I don't think it's gonna be expensive. I think Kenroy just
To
gotta
get it
put it
peeled
in.
off.
Yeah, he needs
Yeah,
to just
because
get it filled
remember we
in.
had talked about Mary doing the cricket, but with her not being there. But I have one. Miss Anita has a cricket. I think we can take care of the letters. We just need them peeled off, and then Pastor D said that he has somebody to paint it.
Okay. And I
We
think
just need
Jessica
the letters
too.
off.
I'll check with Jessica, Melvin's wife. She also I think makes stuff on a cricket.
Yeah, but I know Miss Anita does, and actually Mama Joe does too, because that's how she did our aprons for
That's right.
the kitchen. So Mama Joe does too. So
That's right. And
we
she
have
did the
several
prayer
options.
cloth.
Yeah,
Yep. The only thing I didn't like with Mama Joe, it could have been a fabric issue, is her lettering peels off of my prayer throws. Like when I wash them, it gets worse and worse. I know I'm gonna lose a letter eventually, or a
yeah,
church
and most
logo.
likely it could be the heating temperature, the heating setting when
Okay,
she presses.
okay, but
So
it wouldn't be like that on the stage. It would be like peel and stick, right?
the one on the stage is a permanent vinyl, so it ain't coming off until you scrape it off because
Oh,
it's not
okay,
heat pressed. It's
okay,
basically
good.
pressed on when you peel it off the paper, and we have a scraper that we use to run across it to make it stick. So yeah, it ain't coming off until you actually scrape it off.
Okay, so I will
Yeah.
just put that Sterling in your notes that we can ask those two and then coordinate with Kenroy. Because that's I definitely think that's a quick job. It's just fitting it in.
Hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Right. All right. Everything going okay with you, Sterling?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Everything well, cannot complain. Cannot complain.
Good. You shouldn't be. Y'all under open heaven. I don't even like calling y'all name. I call Jay open heaven. When I say open heaven, only she turn around. You ain't caught on yet. When I say it, you can ask her. I called her dad a few weeks ago. She turned right around like, hey. I said, hey, open
Yes.
heaven. I said, let Sterling know because he don't even know.
Listen, I don't be paying no attention to nothing. Kind of out of it sometimes.
I know it's not much we probably can do for Brandon, but I did wanted to. I thought of sending him a card or something. I meant to tell
Hmm.
Erica from Outreach that we should have sent his church something like even just a card. Um,
Hmm.
I
and I,
think that would be nice if we
I
can.
totally for. I honestly, I totally forgot.
Yeah.
But I think
Yeah,
we
that'd be
should.
nice.
We should. Is he doing all right?
Yeah, I need to call him. I was gonna call him today, but I got busy caught up with work. But yeah, I'll call him tomorrow and see if they need anything in particular.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
then we can kind of go from there too.
That sounds good. But yeah, that would be nice if we could. In fact, even if it's a card to let them know we're thinking about them.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Definitely miss them
Hmm.
for sure.
Yeah, I'm texting Erica right now so I don't forget. All right.
All right, anything else? Because I'm gonna tell you, I ain't got nothing. I'm hungry now. I done made us food, and this ain't even my meal for tonight. This is for later. Oh, actually, it can be because I make it for 7 days, so I can eat one of these tonight.
No, nothing for me.
But I don't
Listen.
have anything else. I think my biggest concern, was like I said, Easter and just not really feeling like I was prepared because I wasn't really sure what we're walking into. And I think from the information that you gave us, I think I'm good with that, and we'll go on from there.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be too many things. It's just getting those answers regarding the chairs. That's the biggest task outside of personal touch items is setting the chairs up because it's going to be 400 of them. Is my understanding.
Mhm.
So I want to make sure it can be done between 9 and 11, preferably instead of having to call people back to come help me. But we'll get it done.
Yeah, and
We'll get
I'll
it
be
done.
there. Christian, I don't have anything going on for that day, so whatever you need, I'm there.
Yeah, I'll pop up too to
Yes,
help out.
ma'am. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Yeah, most definitely will be there. So,
Just send a reminder, please.
All right.
All right.
Yes,
well,
I
that's
am.
all I have. Well, one of y'all mind praying us out? I'm sorry, I didn't even think about praying us in. Lord Jesus, forgive me.
Yeah. I can break. Well, as we bow, dear Lord, we thank you for this day, God. We thank you for another opportunity to come together to handle the different things that you've set under our purview, the things that you've trusted us with. God, we thank you for qualifying us in places where we might not feel the most equipped. But thank you for your spirit, for always guiding us and leading us in every direction, every way that you have us to
Yes,
go.
Lord.
Lord, I ask that you, just be in the midst of all the different things that are going on at Growth Point. Be in the midst of our lives personally as well, not just the people on this call, but our pastor, his family, God, all the leadership, God, all the people that step into those doors. God,
Yes,
continue
Lord.
to mold all of us, continue to mold our ministry to be more like you, more in line with you, with your will, with your spirit, God, with your call and all those different types of things. God, we honor you. We give you glory for everything that you're doing, Lord. Allow the rest of the night to go well, and let us wake up tomorrow even more refreshed, because we know that you'll be with us. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Well, thank y'all for jumping on, and that way we can let Deke know that we took care of what we felt was needed, and we'll wait for him on what else we may need next go round.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
All right, love y'all. Have a good
All right.
All right.
night.
Love y'all
Love y'all.
too. Have a good night. Bye.
Bye.